So yesterday, the NFL awards happened, or NFL honors. Who won the league's biggest awards? Let's go over the NFL honors and talk about the voting. So, MVP was Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford won MVP with 1 vote over New England Patriots quarterback Drake May. The voting did come out afterwards, and it was within literally 1 vote. Matthew Stafford had 24 votes. Drake May had 23 votes. Now, my biggest takeaway is that someone voted 1 vote for Justin Herbert when Justin Herbert wasn't even a finalist for the award. The final 5 guys were Stafford, May, Lawrence, Josh Allen, and Christian McCaffrey. So how Justin Herbert got a vote that may have skewed the MVP voting is insane to me. I don't even understand how that could be allowed at all for someone to be voted that isn't a finalist in it. I do want to look that up real quick, see if I can find anywhere that says MVP voting results. So this is what it says. Matthew Stafford had 366 points with 24 first place votes. Josh Allen had 23 first place votes at 361 points. Josh Allen had 91 points with 2 first place votes. McCaffrey had 0 first place votes. Trevor Lawrence had 0 first place votes. But all of a sudden, additionally, Justin Herbert received 1 first place vote but did not have enough overall points to finish in the top 5. I mean, how is that allowed? In all honesty, how is that allowed at all? That someone that's not in the top 5 gets a vote at all that could have technically skewed the award. Now, I will say, Matthew Stafford, extremely well-deserved. Extremely well-deserved for Matthew Stafford. He led the NFL in passing yards this year at 4,707 and touchdowns at 46. He also led the NFL in touchdown to interception ratio. He threw 313 more yards and 15 more touchdowns than Drake May, who was the runner-up. I don't think you could have gone wrong either way. I think both quarterbacks very much deserve the MVP award. It was really cool, though. I thought seeing Stafford win it at this age in his career, it's probably going to be very, it's going to be tough for him to get another one unless he comes out and plays the exact same way he does, this year, last year. But yeah, Matthew Stafford won the MVP voting, but as you can see, somehow Justin Herbert got a first place vote, but did not even have enough overall points to finish in the top 5. So how that works, I couldn't tell you, but
it's 98.5.
Kind of interesting. But shout out to Matthew Stafford, well deserved. I thought his speech was fantastic. Him with his daughters on the stage, I thought that was a great speech. Good for Matthew Stafford. It was cool also to see him say right at the end of his speech, like, I'll be back next year. Kind of cool thing for Stafford to say. That was you could tell Kyron and Sean McVay were super ecstatic about that news getting broken on stage. So
well, I don't think he was ever really thinking about retire. I mean, obviously you got to expect it when you're as old as he is and stuff, but I don't think he was ever gonna think he wants one more. You know what I mean? I'm fine with. I mean, I never really care about the individual awards in the sense of I think they kind of watered it down these last few years, where it's like I didn't think Josh Allen should have got it the year he got it.
Yeah,
I didn't think
Lamar
Jackson
was all
should have
pro
got
first
it. It's like,
team,
dude, it's like. I thought, last year the fact Barkley wasn't even, considered for it, I was like, that's crazy. So, but when they want to look at, just numbers and stuff, it's tough to do it. Now, again, Stafford had an incredible season. You can make the case he was the best player in football during the season. But it's like, his team was a wild card team. I know they're in a good division. His numbers are obviously going to be more because he plays in a dome more than half of his games. But, we'll see.
Yeah, congrats to Stafford, though, winning his first MVP at this age in his career.
Yeah, you think about it. Think of those years he was good with Detroit. His team was lousy, and Brady was still really good. Rodgers was good, so.
Yeah, it's impressive at age 37.
The quality of quarterback isn't as good as it was, say, 50. But that was a crazy time when he came up, though.
Yeah.
That was an insane time for quarterbacks.
Defensive Player of the Year, very, very easy. Goes to Myles Garrett.
Right.
They got it right. No other way to put it. He broke the record. I thought it was cool that Michael Strahan was the one that awarded him the that spoke about giving him the award. That was pretty cool. And then he wore the cowboy hat. We know he's the best defensive player in football right now.
No
doubt. It was also an unanimous award. So good for the league for getting that right.
I will say this though. I know he broke the record and he was incredible, and I think he might be the best pass rusher I've ever seen, even better than Strahan or any of those guys. But there should be separate awards for guys who do it in 12-game seasons, 14-game seasons, 16-game seasons, and now 17-game seasons. I know it's one season, but he had the extra game. But amazing play. He no doubt deserved it. It would have been crazy if anyone else could have got it.
Exactly. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Tet McMillan. Congrats to Tet McMillan. I will say, yeah, this was a interesting Rookie of the Year race because it was down to, I believe, Tet, Travion Henderson was included in it, Tyler Shuck, Jackson Dart, no Cam Ward, no Ashton Genty, I thought was interesting. But Tet McMillan, and Emeka Egbuka was the last guy. But Tet McMillan walks away with the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Statistically, I think that he had the best case because he not only played basically every single game for the team, but he also did go over 1,000 yards right in that last catch that he had. 70 catches, 1,014 yards is a fantastic way to start your career. By no means is that, anything to slouch about. But I will say I think this Rookie of the Year was a little underwhelming in terms of the players because, for example, Jackson Dart was the finalist. He only played, I think it was like 8 games. Tyler Shuck was the finalist. Obviously, he only came in for the last 8 or 9 games to play for the Saints.
On the defensive side, too, there's somebody I want to talk about who I couldn't believe was nominated for this.
Yeah, we'll get
Could not believe.
We'll get into that in a little bit. But there we go. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Congrats to Carolina Panthers rookie wide receiver Tet McMillan. It was cool to see Xavier would get there supporting him. A couple of the other Panthers guys were there. That was a good thing.
They ain't got nothing to do this time of year, Carolina. Go get your free hotel room. I will say this about McMillan. When they were worried about, remember, he was another one. Oh, I want to play volleyball and do all this stuff before the season started. His head was on right the whole time. Now, might want to lay off the Twitch streams for a little while, but he was, he was much better at the end of the, obviously he's a rookie, but the end of the year, you watched him and I was like, whoa, he looked totally different than he did in the beginning.
Yeah,
that was the whole team for Carolina.
Definitely developed.
And
is only getting better.
And he had that nonsense. Don't worry, I'm not forgetting about the nonsense offensive pass interference call for him against the Rams. That was ridiculous.
Hey, congratulations. The first year of this award being available. Shout out to Deion Dawkins. Every offensive lineman there was praising Deion Dawkins for getting this to be an award. Protector of the Year goes to Joe Thuney.
I like this.
Joe Thuney wins. He earned All-Pro first team for the Chicago Bears this year, but led the Bears to arguably the best offensive line in football this year. Yeah, it was crazy. He moved to left tackle for the divisional matchup against the Rams. He is versatile. He's a leader. Everyone knows Joe Thuney is such a great offensive lineman. Been around with the Patriots and then the Chiefs. Now with the Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams took 44 fewer sacks than his rookie year, and in large part due to the improvements Chicago made on the line. I believe Joe Thuney was a big reason for that and why he deserved Protector of the Year this year.
He's impressed me so much. I mean, he was immediately great as a rookie with the Patriots. He was incredible with the Patriots. Obviously, with the Chiefs, he was great. I mean, he's been an all. How many times has this guy been All-Pro?
Yeah, I mean, this is.
There we go. All-Pro 4 years in a row.
Fourth straight season.
And he had one 6 years ago. He's a Hall of Famer. We were talking about him a couple years ago. This was the smartest thing the Bears have done, maybe ever, was bring him in. When they were going with the last year with running backs and DJ Moore and all that, no, this was the smartest thing they could have done, was not only address the offensive line, but get somebody like this. They traded, a first-round pick for him, I believe?
I think it was a big time
and then gave him the contract, $26 million a year. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. Great trade, great contract signing, and an amazing player. And he is versatile, and it showed this year. Because remember, he moved over to tackle with Kansas City last year, and he's not a tackle. You know what I mean? He's not a tackle. He's a guard. But he'll play anywhere they possibly need him to play. So,
very well deserved. Yeah, Protector of the Year, Joe Thuney. That's
plays
awesome.
hurt. You know what I mean? And there should be. It's about time. There should be an Offensive Lineman of the Year award. I mean, they're some of the highest paid players in the league. How the hell is there not?
Comeback Player of the Year went to Christian McCaffrey. I believe he was up for, I think it was Trevor Lawrence was in this, Dak Prescott. I'm forgetting some other of the names, but Christian McCaffrey won the award.
Stephon Diggs was
I think Diggs was of it. Yeah, extremely well deserved in my opinion. McCaffrey. Once I saw McCaffrey's name when they were giving all the players involved, I was like, oh, McCaffrey's definitely going to win this one. Especially with the Niners having all the injury issues that they had this season.
He should have been an MVP consideration.
Technically, he was. He was fourth in MVP voting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shout out to McCaffrey for that. But yeah, it was cool. I thought his speech, by the way, was incredible. McCaffrey is such a he's got such a good head. He's got such a good head on his shoulders.
Shout out to him and shout out to the military and the work he's doing to everything he does with that. Shout out to him for that. The only thing is, granted, he's totally deserving. And again, this was a guy, legitimate MVP contender and stuff like that. You know, I like better when comeback player of the year is somebody who, like, was in a terrible situation, or an old dude who has, like, a throwback type season. That's the only complaint I have. I've always said that with, you know, Burrow got it, Brady got it. Now, just because I think injuries, I'm not saying they're easy to come back from, but, like, we were talking about the other day, like, guys get injured now. It used to be career ending, and it's like, well, now they're back. So,
Yeah.
again, of course, it's tough, and these guys deserve to be. I think there needs to be something for guys who, like how Flacco was a couple years ago, just came out of nowhere again, you know?
I agree. Yeah, I would want to say, though, the injury McCaffrey did come back from is incredible to think. The Achilles stuff, and a running back at this age normally falls off after those kind of injuries.
A running
especially
back
with
and wide receiver, the way he played, you know, it's like...
And with the workload that not only has he had this year, but in
one
every
of the
year
most
of his
physical
career.
players I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, shout out Christian McCaffrey. Won a couple awards tonight. I think we'll get to him in a sec, but great speech, great everything. Gotta love McCaffrey as a player. Coach of the Year goes to Mike Vrabel. Congratulations, Mike Vrabel. Once they were reading off the names and everything, it didn't really surprise me to hear that, just because they make a big, you know, Coach of the Year tends to go to the guy that takes a bad team and has this crazy winning season, and he flipped the record literally exactly from 4-13 to now 14-3. So congratulations to Mike Vrabel and the New England Patriots. Very well-deserved Coach of the Year.
There's Assistant Coach of the Year, too. Is that on this list?
I don't think I saw Assistant
Josh
Coach of the Year.
McDaniels won Assistant Coach of the Year, and he totally deserved that as well.
Yeah, Stephon Diggs said probably the best coach I've ever had. I don't know how he does it. He got me to buy in, I'll tell you that. So, and that for a guy like Stephon Diggs with his history, congrats.
There's been 100%, exactly. There's been a lot of that on the Patriots. So, well, you know what? It would have been. I saw Mike Vrabel's speech. It was on a camera because the hotel room. They had way more important things going on last night. So, good for everyone who had to give a speech. But we got a game to go win Sunday night.
Defensive Rookie of the Year, shout out to the Cleveland Browns for drafting Carson Swesher. Completely deserved. He was the first pick. He was the first pick of the second round in this past NFL draft. He led all rookies in tackles at 146 and tackles for loss at 11. Tied for third in interceptions with 2. Former walk-on at UCLA. He was incredible this year, man. Watching his dad talk, I think his dad was the one that presented him the award and actually called it out. I thought that was pretty cool, the way that they did that. But he was incredible this year. Cleveland has a lot to look forward to in the next couple of years, especially on that defensive side of the ball between Mason Graham, Schlesinger, Myles Garrett, and all the studs that they got back there. But yeah, definitely well-deserved. I think the closest guy to him was probably Nicky Manwari.
Yeah.
If I had to say a close second, but I think Schlesinger was most consistent throughout the entire year, specifically running up at the middle linebacker position is no joke.
He plays middle linebacker like it's 1998, too. You know what I mean? It's like he dares you to run the ball and go across the middle. This guy's amazing. Every week, I watched way more Cleveland Browns, honestly, than I probably should have, just because I like their defense. He was, like, stand out. He's going to be defensive player. He's going to be up there for, like, I think he's going to be, like, legitimate MVP caliber player. I think he's that good.
Yeah, he was incredible this year.
Bro, he's everywhere on every play.
It's just his rookie year.
It's pass. Yeah, I know. It's insane. On a team, too, it's like, he was exhausted. Think of how much their defense was on the field last year, you know? Right.
There's a reason he had probably the most tackles in football, because every single one of those is a 4-yard gain.
He's incredible. That being said, real quick, how the hell Abdul Carter was nominated in this right here? Abdul Carter, who was the third pick in the draft, I mean, that's one of the biggest things Harbaugh is going to have to deal with this year. Not even just the conduct, sleeping in meetings, all that. Abdul Carter was, like, barely there all year for the Giants. Like, I couldn't believe Abdul Carter got nominated. I was watching. I'm like, dude, I was like, what? I was like, that was an error. I thought he was nominated for something else. Moron of the year, honestly. I couldn't believe it. I mean, that was foolish that Abdul Carter was nominated for this. I'm like, if they put it this way, if they needed 5 guys where it's like, these are hard things to do, because it's like defensive rookie of the year.
Yeah.
With all due respect, as far as
and to have 5 players entered,
tough.
It's like,
that's tough. That's really difficult. I'm sorry. Abdul Carter was nowhere near deserving of being nominated for that at all.
Yeah, completely agree. Shout out to Schlesinger. On my way. Good morning. Hey, what up, Guru?
See you here, homie.
What up, Guru? See you in a minute. Offensive Player of the Year went to JSN. Very well deserved. I think it was basically between him and Puka for this Offensive Player of the Year running. Technically, if you want to go on a per-game basis, technically Puka was a little bit statistically better, but I think we can all admit that the most dominating offensive threat this season was JSN. How great that passing game was in Seattle. Bringing in a quarterback that they haven't had, first-year quarterback in Seattle, going all the way to the Super Bowl. JSN, if you're a fantasy football player, I mean, he was just unbeatable in fantasy. Dude was like the #1 wide receiver for a 5-week stretch. 10 touchdowns, 1,793 receiving yards. There was a lot of rumors that he was going to get close to breaking the record. Then he had a couple duds, which were, 70-yard games later in the season. JSN was just incredible. He's got a touchdown in both of the playoff games they've played. Clear best player on the offense of a Super Bowl, competing team. And I think this was very well deserved. I would have loved to see him be able to give a speech similar to like Mike Vrabel did, which was virtual. They didn't even, he didn't even say anything. They just actually went straight to Jackson Dart talking about something else. But yeah, JSN winning Offensive Player of the Year, I think, was very well deserving. I don't know if I had a vote. I don't know if I would have given it to him or Puka, but JSN won the award.
What about Matt Stafford? He plays offense. This is the thing I don't understand about these things. It's like, what the hell does MVP mean? It seems like I know valuable. Trust me, I know what it stands for, but I don't understand this where this happens all the time. Didn't Saquon Barkley win this last year too?
Yeah.
This Offensive Player of the Year?
Yep. It's a weird award.
It is. It's like...
But just so here's the point system and the voting for this award. JSN had 272 points with 14 first place votes. Technically, McCaffrey was second with 12. Puka was third with 8. Bijan was fourth with 6. And then Drake May somehow had more votes for Offensive Player of the Year than Stafford did. I don't know.
I don't understand.
That doesn't make any sense to me at all.
They just want to hand out these awards. They just want to hand out awards to all these guys.
Yeah, but shout out to JSN. Very well deserved. Had an incredible season. Very happy to see the Seahawks represented in the award shows. And then, Assistant Coach of the Year. There you go. Josh McDaniels does show up here.
Get ready for his 10th Super Bowl, Josh McDaniels. Everyone who... Listen, Josh McDaniels caught a lot of crap when he was playing and it was just Tom Brady. It was just Tom Brady, all that. Well, now he's here with a whole new head coach and a whole new quarterback.
First-year starter quarterback, too.
Yeah, full season. Yeah, you're right.
There you go.
Happy for Josh McDaniels.
Coaching staff of the year has to go to the New England Patriots.
They have Vrabel, McDaniels, Doug Marrone, who's been a head coach, Ben McAdoo, who's been a head coach. They have another one, too, I'm blanking on. They're littered with them.
While we're at it, congratulations to these 5 guys for making the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Drew Brees, very, very well deserved. Roger Craig.
Long overdue, Roger Craig.
I thought watching him in the ovation he got and then him crying on the stage, I thought that was really cool.
Good thing he was still alive for it.
Larry Fitzgerald, very well deserved. Luke Kuechly,
no brainer.
Very well deserved. And Adam Vinatieri, should have happened last year.
The greatest kicker of all time.
So congrats to these 5 guys on making the Hall of Fame as well. I thought their ceremony was very good as well.
Unfortunately,
all in all,
we think about the Hall of Fame. We're thinking about friggin' Belichick and Kraft, though. That's the stupid part about this.
And I also want to say, if I have to watch another award show for a professional sports league,
I'm with you.
With some hobby guy, with some random comedian guy. No offense, I know who he is and everything, but with some guy,
or Jeff Ross.
It's either of them. With either one of them just absolutely ripping on the league that we're watching and ripping on certain players that are there. I understand, right, the fun and games of it, trying to make it more lighthearted, award show and everything. They wonder why no one takes the league seriously when then Roger Goodell is putting on a mask to start DJing songs and stuff. And then we got, Charles Tillman ripping on the Pat, which was fine and stuff, but just... you wonder why some people don't take these award shows in the league seriously and all the stuff that's going on right now. And then you host the NFL honors, and it is the worst, jokes
so
and the longest and just terrible entertainment. Like, none of it was good.
No, I totally agree.
For example, in the nice way possible, she's a great, I think she's a great actress, whatever her name was. The girl couldn't pronounce Mike Vrabel's name.
Oh, Tiffany Haddish?
I mean, how do you have someone who's
Drewski dropping N-bombs?
Yeah, I wasn't even gonna bring that up. But I mean, that's the worst thing, literally, that is possible. But you're telling me the girl who's announcing Coach of the Year doesn't know the name of the Coach of the Year?
I mean, hey,
what are we doing?
These referees don't know what friggin' too many men on the field is. So
I guess.
No, I agree.
But
Listen,
it was
we
pathetic.
don't need an award show for all this. They should just release it like on a TV show or something. It should honestly just be like NFL Network just announces who the MVP. Like, we don't need all this crap. Like, don't they realize, like, no one's in on Hollywood? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't need the Golden Globes. You don't need the Academy Awards. Like, we don't need, especially athletes and stuff like that. You know, it's like no one wants to watch this crap. It's like, especially people our age. We're not the type that, we're not going to watch the Grammys, the Emmy. Like, that stuff's done.
Yeah.
Like, with our generation, it's like, what are we gearing this crap towards?
And then, like, watching all the... Like,
I agree. That was so cringeworthy watching Roger Goodell dressed up like DMC. I'm like, what the hell is this?
And then, yeah, like, I don't know. And then you could tell his wife's in on the joke because then it pans to her for a second. And then it goes to, you know, someone else that doesn't even know football giving an award with Micah Parsons, like, making jokes on stage. I don't know. I thought it was just horrible.
Well, yeah, they're not funny. With all respect to these athletes and stuff, if they were talented in that regard, then they would be actors and musicians and stuff like that. They're not that.
Like, it was just sad.
Listen, there's very few people that can do both of those things, and those are some of the most talented people, like, there is. There's very few people who could be a professional athlete and then do stuff like that. Very few.
Yeah, I was so disappointed with the whole production and just
it's stupid.
watching
You don't
it.
need the red carpet for this. It's like, what the hell are we doing? Is this football or is this Hollywood?
Yeah, it was tough a lot. And then, like, I didn't understand how, you know, for example, you have 5 MVP candidates, right? Who it just goes straight to who wins the MVP, but yet the rookie, every single rookie has to have a parent or a guardian or something, give a whole speech on, you know, congratulations for winning rookie, for being nominated. Like, Abdul Carter's mom or something was able to give a speech.
Abdul Carter's mom should have taken a belt out and beat his ass when he was sleeping through practice, if we're being honest. Let's call it what it is. I agree. That was ridiculous.
That these guys are like what we're watching.
Well, this is the thing, though. It's like the NFL's had so much bad PR, especially under this Roger Goodell administration, where it's like, again, the Walter Payton Man of the Year. It's great that athletes do charity. The reason that's so pumped down your throat is because all these guys are beating up their wives and girlfriends and getting arrested. That's why it is. I mean, they make such a big deal about Walter Payton Man of the Year. And again,
wasn't McCaffrey? I think McCaffrey won that this year. I think McCaffrey won that
that's
too.
what he was talking about, how he does everything for the troops that come home overseas and stuff like that. Which, again, the league should be making these guys do that and stuff, but it's like, it's because of bad PR is what it is. So now they're like, they just want to get in. Again, Roger Goodell's going to be more likable because he dressed up like Run DMC. Get out of here. It was
terrible.
It was. You don't need all this stuff. Like, that's the thing I don't understand. You don't need, and I agree. Like, I love Tiffany Haddish. I'm a big fan of Tiffany Haddish as a comedian, as an actress.
Yeah, nothing against her as a person.
Bro, I mean, come on. You don't know how to say Mike Vrabel's name.
Vrabel. She's saying Varble. Mike Varble over and over. And she says it like 3 times. Then, don't get me started with Drewski going up there and purposefully, not only saying JSN's name correctly to start, but then saying it and then doubling down and saying it again even softer into the microphone. It's just pathetic. Like, I mean,
it doesn't need to be a red carpet show like that. You know what I mean? Leave that to Hollywood. Leave that. You know what I mean? It doesn't need to be that. It should just be Kyle Brandt announcing it on NFL or whoever.
Oh my God! It should be Rich Eisen sitting there up there. Like when I saw Rich Eisen, I forget. I think it was Rich Eisen and Kurt Warner gave like some little snippet speech thing, and I was like, why am I not just watching 2 guys that know football announce the Pro Football Awards? That's all it has to be. Is like these 2 guys with the players in the room sitting there. And then you win the award, you go up, you get your award, you give your speech, so you still have the speech moment, and that's it. Stop making it into this, like, oh my God, it's just, like, we're panning over to Dak Prescott and Jackson Dart's girlfriends the entire time so we get to, you know what I mean? Like, then we're panning, I saw Drewski 10 times more than I saw probably any NFL player in this whole thing, and it's like, what are we looking at, man? So, NFL, do better. You're ripping on your own Pro Bowl. You're ripping on your own Pro Bowl at the NFL Honors. You're ripping on... The NFC South gets ripped on 9 times.
I'm all for
it's
that.
like,
you know
I don't know.
No, I'm all for the shame and stuff like that. I'm all for the shame.
Just pathetic how your own league has to rip you at your own award show because how bad a product you put out, Roger Goodell, for specifically like the Pro Bowl games and the NFL awards. And then
talk about the games, the quality and the production of the games. Again, when there's a massive plays, when the Patriots got that 4th down call the other day, that was one of the biggest plays when Drake May QB sneaked it and they didn't know. Again, we're going to see it in the Super Bowl. There's going to be a challenge, and we're not going to see the referees announcing which way it went. We're going to see another Heineken commercial, for Christ's sakes, and then we're going to get back, and all of a sudden, okay, well, they obviously lost the turnover.
Yep.
They lost the challenge. Won it. It's like,
Oh.
it's like the quality and the production of these games has gone way down. way down.
Just disappointing because of how much talent and how many incredible games there were this year and how many incredible moments happened in the NFL this year. For all that to lead to this is very interesting. So that's our rant on the NFL honors. Congrats to everyone that won an award. Myles Garrett, Stafford, Tet McMillan, Joe Tooney, Christian McCaffrey, Mike Vrabel, Carson Schlesinger, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and Josh McDaniels.
How about, too, they're just ripping off the award shows, too. They showed everyone who died, like how the Academy Awards do it, where they're just showing everybody out there in, like, a slow montage video. When the hell did they just rip off the Academy Awards and just, like what do we do? Why is this going on? And, again, I'm all for honoring, people passing. I'm totally about that. Same way I am with charity and stuff like that. Why are they just doing the same thing the Academy Award does?
You'd think they'd be able to be a little bit more unique, right, and do it the right
No,
way.
there's no creativity. There's no. It's how the Super Bowl logos look the same every year. The uniforms, honestly, all kind of look the same now. There's really like no. You know what it is? The NFL lacks total character.
Yep.
Like it lacks like.
Which is funny because they have the greatest characters in probably the world in
for
their
athletes.
league. For
Yeah,
athletes,
absolutely.
like
Yeah,
I mean,
you have modern day gladiators. I hate that term when they use it. It's a bit
It's
cliche,
so
but
true,
it's
though.
true. If this was 3,000 years ago and they were in Rome, Myles Garrett would be fighting against a bunch of
he'd
people
be
in
fighting
armor.
actual animals.
Yeah,
He'd be
exactly.
fighting
Yeah,
animals
yes,
in
animals
a
that-
stage.
Exactly, 100%. And it's like they have all this, and you're right. Like they just let's just get John Hamm and Drewski out here and all this nonsense and make it like the reason Hollywood and all that stuff's going away, stuff like this, is because people can be themselves on podcasts. People can be themselves on like their own platform. They don't need this crap anymore. And the NFL is like, oh yeah, let's get a red carpet show in the 2020s. It's like, what are you doing?
It was pathetic. I thought the whole thing was.
embarrassing.
I agree. I think the whole thing was just embarrassing. Watching it last night, I was just so disappointed in the production. But at the end of the day, the players got what they wanted. They got their awards, and we'll probably be seeing the same exact thing happen next year.
Oh
so
yeah, oh yeah.
there you go. That is our recap of the NFL 2026 NFL honors.